protection. That's why we're not even allowed to fly Philippine Airlines flights into the United States. But that's no problem for Philippine Airlines because they're already in power. MDP already controls the Philippine government, or a big chunk of the Philippine government. The lobby power and the monopoly is so strong that there's no incentive for them to meet any international standard at all. That's why NAIA is the second worst airport in the world, or actually the worst airport in the world, after beating Johannesburg, Mr. Speaker. There is no incentive for these people to meet any of the standards except the basics, Mr. Speaker. Whereas foreign corporations, this was the argument coming from Mello, right? Actually have to meet a higher standard than the bare minimum, even when they deal with the poorest of the poor, Mr. Speaker. Because even what happens in Tondo can resonate to their profit margin and bidability and believability when they bid in places like Pakistan, when they bid in places like Sri Lanka. Meaning, Mr. Speaker, you have actors who are far more accountable than your current oligarchs. Before I proceed, any point, please. Alright, moving on, Mr. Speaker. We think that in order to break the stranglehold of these superpower families in Philippine politics, who are essentially the same people every election, right? In order for them to stop like the massive control that they have and the ability of them to take the government hostage, Mr. Speaker, we must infuse them with people who are accountable to a higher power, the global community. And that's precisely what we're doing in our side of the house. Case in point, look at what happened in EDSA. Who did GMA visit after, like, when ERAP was going to get toppled? She didn't go to the Supreme Court. She didn't go to the people. Yeah, she went to EDSA, right? But before that, she went to the 20 top families in the Philippines and convinced them to support her, Mr. Speaker. Why did she have to do this? Because they have ability to cut the power, change the powers to schemes, change the electrical or the telecommunications regime. They are de facto oligopoly and monopoly, Mr. Speaker. That's why by default, we pander to them. That's why by default, we're beholden to them. We are at the mercy of the powerful elites here in the Philippines. Ordinary corporations abroad are not accountable to anyone but their shareholders. And actually, it makes much sense to invest in the poor, Mr. Speaker. We're increasingly seeing that everywhere in the world, that poor people don't have zero money, they have some disposable income to pay for basic services. The good thing about the poor is that it happens that there's more of them. That's why it makes more sense to invest in them as a collective with lower margins, Mr. Speaker. Across the board, we make the Philippines a better country, Mr. Speaker, even though the people doing it are not Filipinos, because they're best equipped to do so and have the accountability to do so.